A very good evening and welcome to News Tonight on Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. And in the next half an hour, I'll be getting you the day's biggest news stories from India and across the world with special focus on Parliament proceedings. Let us begin with the headlines. Uproar in both houses of Parliament over the deployment of army at toll plazas in West Bengal. Government calls it a routine exercise. Opposition sees a sinister design behind the move. Demonetization row continues to resonate in Parliament. Opposition insists on the Prime Minister's apology. Lockdown once again paralyzes House proceedings. And Finance Minister says the cash crunch will ease only by the end of the month, even as Prime Minister terms large volumes of cash a big source of corruption and black money that slows down growth. Well, the row over army taking over road toll plazas in West Bengal echoed in both houses of Parliament today. In the upper house, opposition members demanded a clarification from the government. Well, the TMC alleged it was a move to create fear psychosis and destabilize the West Bengal government. Now, the charges were strongly refuted by the government, which termed the deployment an annual exercise.
The issue of army deployment at toll plazas in West Bengal resonated in Rajya Sabha on Friday. Leader of opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad called it a serious issue, asking the government to clarify what prompted the move. TMC MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy said it was an attempt to destabilize the state government.
पूछे बगैर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के चीफ मिनिस्टर को मालूम नहीं है, चीफ सेक्रेटरी को नहीं मालूम है, डीजीपी को नहीं मालूम है, पुलिस को नहीं मालूम है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को मालूम नहीं, और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स के टोल प्लाजाज टेक ओवर करे स्टेट आर्मी, तो ये बड़ा अचंबा लगता है, आउट ऑफ द वे लगता है. हमें इसके पीछे क्या मंशा?
वो बंगाल में इस तरह गैर कानूनी वजह से ये सेना तैनात करके वहां फियर साइकोसिस पैदा करना चाहते हैं. बंगाल की जनता ब्रिटिश से लड़े हैं और मोदी जी का तानाशाही के खिलाफ भी लड़ेगा.
आर्मी आती है, लेकिन बंगाल के अंदर क्या हुआ है कि वहाँ की जो गवर्नमेंट है उससे परमिशन नहीं ली गई है और बिना परमिशन के वहाँ पर आर्मी को लगाया गया है. तो मैं समझती हूँ ये हमारे भारतीय संविधान में जो संघीय ढांचे का प्रावधान है तो उसके ऊपर बहुत बड़ा ये हमला है.
However, Minister of State for Defence Subhash Bhamre termed the charges as baseless. He informed the House that such exercises by the army are always carried out in coordination with the local police.
The exercise was earlier planned on 27th and 28th November 2016. The dates were changed to 30th November and 2nd December on a specific request by Kolkata Police due to Bharat Bandh on 20th November.
Not satisfied with the minister's response, opposition members shouted slogans and trooped into the well of the House, leading to noisy scenes. With inputs from Vishal Daya and Panchanan Mishra, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the opposition raked up the same issue in Lok Sabha as well. In reply, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar maintained that it was a routine exercise not unique to West Bengal. He further added that similar operations by the army were conducted last month in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Jharkhand as well. The row over army taking over road toll plazas in West Bengal echoed in Parliament on Friday. Defending the deployment, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar said it was a routine exercise that has been happening in many states, including West Bengal, Assam, the Northeast and Bihar. In West Bengal, it was earlier scheduled for 28th to 30th of November, but on the recommendation of the police, it was shifted to 1st of December. Calling it political frustration, he said it was wrong to drag the army in politics.
ट्रैफिक कंजेशन के डर के कारण ये सब कार्यक्रम में जॉइंट इंस्पेक्शन पुलिस के साथ भी की गई है. पुलिस के साथ कहाँ लगाना है, कैसा लगाना है, इसका जॉइंट एक्सरसाइज हुआ है. मुझे इस सदन को कहते हुए बहुत दुख हो रहा है कि इस प्रकार के सेना का रूटीन एक्सरसाइज को कंट्रोवर्सी बना लेना एक गलत है और इंडिकेट्स पॉलिटिकल फ्रस्ट्रेशन rather than correct aspect being pointed out. ये केवल political frustration है.
Earlier, Trinamool Congress MP Sudeep Bandyopadhyay raised the issue in Lok Sabha and claimed that the state government had not been informed of this.
Army has declared today in the morning their authority that they are making their routine exercise in Manipur, Assam, Arunachal, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram and West Bengal, all the northeastern states. Even they have not the idea that West Bengal doesn't fall under the jurisdiction of northeastern regions. Madam, what I want to say, the people of the country have highest faith for the army. They fight for the country, they give their lives for the country. But why they are being used such for these purposes?
Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee staged a dharna in the Secretariat demanding withdrawal of the army. The Trinamool Congress is even terming it a coup. With inputs from Pranav Goswami and Ravindra Shoran, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV. And the issue of army personnel being deployed at various toll plazas in West Bengal spilled onto the streets of Kolkata today. Now, MLAs of the ruling TMC demonstrated outside Raj Bhavan, accusing the centre of not informing the state government about the army movement. Now, both the army and centre have refuted the allegations, saying it was a routine annual exercise.
Trinamool Congress MLAs protesting outside Raj Bhavan in Kolkata on Friday, demanding an immediate withdrawal of the army from all toll plazas across West Bengal. Carrying placards and posters, the TMC MLAs staged a protest march from the State Assembly to the Raj Bhavan, accusing the centre of trying to stage a coup against the state government.
We have come here to lodge our protest on behalf of the Legislative Assembly. All MLAs, all ministers are there to lodge a complaint to the Honorable Governor that without the permission of the state government, how come the army be deployed in 18 places in 18 points?
The army, however, strongly rebutted allegations that its personnel were deployed without informing the state government.
You must be aware that we have specific targets and specific informations and data to be collected. On completion of the data collection at Navona, the team was withdrawn last night around 12 o'clock.
The union government also criticized West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and her party for projecting the army's annual exercise in a wrong way.
मैं सभी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से प्रार्थना करता हूं, कृपया आर्मी को ऐसी विषयों में मत लाइए और देश के लिए जो आर्मी, जो जवान जिसका हमारा योगदान दे रहे, बलिदान दे रहे, ऐसी आर्मी को राजनीतिक करने के लिए, राजनीतिक लाभ उठाने के लिए उनका नाम लेना ये गलत है। तो कम से कम आगे ऐसा काम नहीं करना चाहिए।
However, the reactions from other political parties were mixed.
सवाल ये है, जब सेना डिप्लॉयमेंट किसी स्टेट में होती है तो उस स्टेट के चीफ मिनिस्टर को, होम मिनिस्टर को इत्तला दिया जाता है और इत्तला देके उनको डिप्लॉय किया जाता है। ये लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन का तो सवाल नहीं है, यहाँ कोई वहाँ गड़बड़ी नहीं है, तो किस वजह से आप वो डिप्लॉय किए, उतना ही क्वेश्चन है।
हमारे भारतीय संविधान में संघीय ढांचे की व्यवस्था है, तो संघीय ढांचे को ध्यान में रखकर ये उचित नहीं हो रहा है। इसकी हमारी पार्टी कड़े शब्दों में निंदा करती है और ऐसा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि आर्मी जो है सेंटर के अंतर्गत आती है।
ममता बनर्जी के हाई ड्रामा नाटक करना ये बंगाल के लोग के लिए नया नहीं है। ममता पिछले 10 साल से ऐसी राजनीति करती है। अब देश के लोग जाने, जो लोग दीदी दीदी करके जो मोदी भाई चिल्ला रहे हैं, वो जाने कि किस तरह से वो उनका जो अपने जान का डर है, पैरानॉइड है, और उसके लिए सबको बदनाम कर सकती हैं, यहाँ तक कि आर्मी को भी।
On Thursday, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had accused the centre of deploying army personnel at certain toll plazas in the state without informing her government. She refused to leave her office till the forces were withdrawn from the toll plaza near the state secretariat. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In more news from Parliament, well, the stalemate between the government and the opposition over demonetisation continued in the Rajya Sabha even on Friday. Well, the opposition insisted on the Prime Minister's apology for statements made outside Parliament, while the logjam paralysed the proceedings of the House.
The impasse over the issue of demonetization seems far from over, as the opposition tried to corner the government in the upper house. Upping the ante against the Prime Minister, TMC, SP and BSP members demanded his apology during question hour. BJP members countered the opposition's onslaught and resorted to sloganeering. The chair urged the members to allow the question hour to function.
Why are you doing this? You are trampling on the right of members who have started questions. Do you wish to do that? I'm sorry, nobody is being heard. Please sit down. Please sit down.
But the chairman's assertion failed to pacify the agitated members. The chair then adjourned the House till 2:30 p.m.
House is adjourned till 2:30 p.m.
Even in the post-lunch session, the opposition continued its tirade against the Prime Minister. With little hopes of a resolution between the Treasury and the opposition benches, the chair adjourned the House till Monday.
House stands adjourned till 11 a.m. on Monday.
With inputs from Vishal Thaya and Panchanan Mishra, Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's move on in the bulletin now. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that after the notes ban, India will have significantly less paper currency than before. He also added that printing new notes will take time. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has once again pushed for cashless transactions through an article posted on social media. He also said that large volumes of liquid cash are a big source of corruption.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that large volumes of cash are a big source of corruption and black money. In an article posted on social media, the PM said corruption slows down growth and takes a toll on the dreams of the poor and the middle class. He also appealed to the people to lead the change towards cashless transactions. Meanwhile, once again defending the government's move on demonetization, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that the note ban will cause just 3 months of disruptions before yielding substantial benefits for the economy. Addressing the inaugural session of HT Leadership Summit 2016, he asserted that secure printing of new currency notes is a time-consuming exercise.
That's a development which is for the much better. So the volume of formal trade, the volume of business, all this will grow in size, but the level of paper currency will shrink.
The government also gave a stern warning to black money hoarders, saying people who are trying to convert black money won't be spared.
Supply of 500 rupee currency notes will increase steadily in the coming days, and that will definitely considerably ease the situation and will help the customers and the members of the public.
However, the Supreme Court asked the centre to spell out measures taken to ease the suffering and inconvenience caused to rural masses dependent on cooperative banks. Later, the Attorney General told the Apex Court that the government has already looked into the issues concerning cooperative banks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, even as the government and RBI try to smoothen public dealings post-demonetization, the farmers of the country seem to be the hardest hit. Farmers across the nation are being forced to sell their produce at zero profits and sometimes even at loss, which has brought vegetable wholesale prices to a new low.
Almost a month into demonetization, farmers and wholesale traders are reeling under a very visible domino effect. Vegetable prices, both wholesale and retail, have crashed as mandis run short of cash. Azadpur Mandi, the biggest wholesale vegetable market in the national capital, has also fallen prey to the note ban move. Farmers are being forced to sell their produce at the market for throwaway prices instead of, which is still better than dumping it as waste.
माल में आ रहा फिर पे जगह नहीं है, माल नहीं उतर रहा, 4 बजे के आए हुए हैं, अब तक माल गाड़ी से ही नहीं उतर लिया, बिकेगा तो जब, और फिर जाके काटना अपना माल, खेत में तैयार हुआ वो खड़ा है, और ग्राहकी सही नहीं, पैसा ही नहीं किसी के पास, आज तक 2000 का नोट ही नहीं देख लिया, मोदी ने कितने दिन हो गए, 22-23 दिन हो गए, आज तक 2000 का नोट नहीं आ लिया।
हमारे को जी 1 से 1.5 रुपए का भाव मिल रहा है, लागत पड़ती 3 से 4 रुपए किलो की, खेत से ही, ये लागत पड़ती जी। कुछ भी नहीं बच रहा, हमारे को घर से देना पड़ रहा है, कर्जा हो गया क्योंकि अब इसको खेत से नहीं निकालेंगे तो फिर अगली फसल भी नहीं होगी खेत में।
Vegetable mandis across the countries are reporting up to 30% loss. Seasonal vegetables are being sold at zero profit. While this time last year radish was sold at 7 to 8 rupees per kg, this year it is being sold at a mere 1 rupee 50 paise per kg. Carrots were sold at 17 to 18 rupees per kg last year. This year, it is being sold at 10 to 11 rupees per kg. A sack of cabbage weighing 15 kilograms should ideally cost anywhere between 250 and 300 rupees. But demonetization is seeing farmers selling it for just 50 rupees. Green vegetables like spinach and methi are being sold at 4 rupees per kg, opposed to 7 to 8 rupees per kg last year. Tomatoes are also being sold at half the price compared to last year's price of 15 to 18 rupees per kilogram.
काफ़ी फर्क पड़ गया, अभी 25% डाउन हो गए सब्जियों के रेट। सभी चीज़ें इन दिनों में हमारे 22 रुपये किलो गाजर बिक रही थी, 10-12 रुपये बिक रही है। मेथी जो बिक रही 15-16 रुपये किलो बिक रही थी, 8 रुपये 6 रुपये किलो बिक रही है। गोभी 10-12 रुपये बिक रही थी, 4-5 रुपये किलो गोभी बिक रही है। किसान क्या करें, खेत तो खाली कर दिए उसने, जो उसके खेत में माल बो रखा है वो तो खाली करेगा, अगली फसल के लिए खाली करेगा। नुकसान तो हो रहा है, फिर पैसे नहीं है लोगों के पास।
The restrictions in the availability of cash has hit farmers, traders and middlemen hard. By selling their produce at throwaway prices, farmers are not only risking their livelihood this year, but also the production of next season's harvest. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And in news tonight, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
The basic scientific foundations were made by this institute. Has done a lot of work in hepatitis viruses. The natural cycle of Japanese encephalitis in our country, where the virus was discovered, a killed vaccine was produced, technology was passed on. One BSL-4 lab, and that is the so far unique and only lab in whole Asia, which works in health sector.
Watch Eureka with Dr. D.T. Maurya, Director, National Institute of Virology, Pune, on Rajya Sabha Television. Welcome back. Now news from the Congress's camp. Well, Vice President of the party, Rahul Gandhi, launched a blistering attack on the Prime Minister on Friday, terming the decision of demonetization a badly conceived and incompetently implemented experiment. He also raised questions on the NDA government's policy vis-a-vis Pakistan. Now, party President Sonia Gandhi, meanwhile, skipped the CPP meeting due to illness.
Addressing the Congress Parliamentary Party meet on Friday in the absence of his mother and party President Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi came down heavily on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Congress Vice President criticized the Prime Minister's decision of demonetization and said he has attacked the very foundation of Indian economy through this decision.
कि जो भी सरकार घोषणाएं करती हैं बाद में सिर्फ वो मीडियाबाजी निकलती है, असलियत उल्टी निकलती है। चाहे नोटबंदी का ले लो, जनता त्राई कर रही, उन्होंने घोषणा कर दी और बाद में उन्हें सारे प्रावधान बदलने पड़े। खुद ही अपने रोज वित्त मंत्रालय नया नोटिफिकेशन देके जो प्रधानमंत्री के भाषण की घोषणाओं में गलतियां थी उनको सुधार रहा, तो इसका तो होमवर्क नहीं किया था।
Rahul Gandhi also raised questions on the NDA government's policy vis-a-vis Pakistan. He also accused the Prime Minister of creating a political vacuum in Jammu and Kashmir, thereby giving space to terrorists to operate in the state. With Panchanan Mishra, Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV.
And for more news from across the nation, let's go nationwide. Gujarat cadre IPS officer Rakesh Asthana has been appointed as the interim CBI director. This comes after incumbent CBI chief Anil Sinha retired from the post and the government did not name any full-time chief. Now, Asthana, a Gujarat cadre officer of 1984 batch, got elevated as the second in command, and in CBI 2 days ago when Special Director R.K. Datta was shifted to the Home Ministry as a Special Secretary. Cyclone Nada weakened into a deep depression and passed through the Parrikar coastal district with a speed of about 10 kilometers per hour early on Friday. The Met Department has predicted light to moderate rainfall in the next 24 hours in Tamil Nadu and other coastal areas. While the authorities are monitoring the situation in the state, multiple NDRF and SDRF teams have been put on standby in various parts of Tamil Nadu. The Supreme Court on Friday refused to entertain a plea of a BJP leader and lawyer seeking a playing of our national anthem in all courts before the start of proceedings. Now, the court said its order should not be overstretched. The Apex Court had on Wednesday made it mandatory for cinema halls to play the national anthem before screening a movie. A BSF Jawan was injured on Friday after Pakistani troops violated the ceasefire by firing on forward posts along the line of control in Rajouri district. The condition of the Jawan is slated to be stable. Now, this has been the second incident of sniper fire along the LOC from Pakistani side during the last 48 hours. An army JCO was injured under similar circumstances in Poonch district on Wednesday morning. Let's get you some international news now. 50 days away from his inauguration, now President-elect Donald Trump embarked on a thank you tour in the key battleground states that has ensured his surprise victory in the November polls. Where during the first leg of the tour, Trump spoke of his campaign promises and also gave a hint of the economic and foreign policy that Americans could expect under his administration. Trump also used the rally to announce his selection of Defense Secretary. US President-elect Donald Trump on Thursday hosted his first rally since winning the election. The first stop in this leg of his thank you tour through key battleground states was Indiana. Here he announced a deal with air conditioner maker Carrier to keep some 1,000 jobs in the country rather than move them to Mexico. He also warned US companies of consequences for outsourcing jobs overseas.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you right now. We're losing so much. So one of the things we're doing to keep them is we're going to be lowering our business tax.
Trump then addressed crowds at Cincinnati in the state of Ohio, which Trump won by nearly 9 points on election night. He sent a message of national unity and doubled down on his campaign promises of building a wall along the border with Mexico, to restrict Muslim immigration into the US and to repeal Obamacare. Trump also used the opportunity to name General James Mattis as his defense secretary. Mattis is a former US Marine who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Known as Mad Dog, he was an outspoken critic of the Obama administration's Middle East policy, particularly on Iran.
We are going to appoint Mad Dog Mattis as our Secretary of Defense. And he's our best. They say he's the closest thing to General George Patton that we have, and it's about time. It's about time.
The thank you tour is another unconventional move for a president-elect who has delighted in pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable in American politics. The victory lap comes at the same time as Trump puts together his cabinet before his inauguration in January next year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Let's get you some more international news in Global Buzz. French President François Hollande has announced that he will not seek re-election next year as he bowed to historically low approval ratings after a troubled 5 years in power. Hollande put a decisive end to speculation in a solemn television statement on Thursday. Now, his popularity has hit a rock bottom after a term in office marked by U-turns on major policies, terror attacks, high unemployment, and embarrassing revelations about his private life. Ireland's new king made his first public appearance on Friday since ascending the throne, ending a period of uncertainty since the death of his father, King Bhumibol Adulyadej, on 13th of October. The king took part in a merit-making ceremony at Bangkok's Grand Palace to mark 50 days since his father's death. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has for the first time apologized to the people of Haiti for the organization's role in a deadly cholera outbreak. Now, Haiti was cholera-free until the disease was brought to the country by Nepalese peacemakers in 2010. Since then, the acute bacterial disease has killed around 10,000 people there. South Korea's three opposition parties on Friday said that they would vote on a motion to impeach President Park Geun-hye on 9th of December. The Park's party hopes that she will agree to resign by April instead, arguing that impeachment would then be unnecessary. The outcome of the political crisis is likely to depend on whether the rival camps can work out a compromise in the next week. At least 18 people died when a bus plunged into a lake in China on Friday morning. There were at least 20 passengers who were traveling from Ezhou to Wuhan in the central province of Hubei. 2 people, including the bus driver, were rescued from the spot and rushed to a local hospital with minor injuries. The provincial government said that all victims have been identified. Let's get you some sports news now. Well, the BCCI on Friday maintained its opposition to some of the reforms recommended to the Lodha committee and will now wait for the Supreme Court's verdict on the matter to come on 5th of December. Now, at a special general meeting in the national capital, the board did not take any decision on the recommendations, but the state associations have been told to keep a plan B ready in case the verdict from the apex court is not favourable. Now, 2 associations, Tripura and Vidarbha, who have decided to implement Lodha reforms in toto, were absent from this meeting. Well, the Lodha committee has sought directions on the appointment of former Union Home Secretary G.K. Pillai as the observer and also the removal of all BCCI office bearers. The board is supposed to file a compliance report in the apex court on Saturday, with the court's next date set for 5th of December.
This was a meeting of all the full members. We have once again explained to them the position, and they have again clarified the position that they stand to their decision taken earlier. They have only reiterated their position of the meeting, because there was a feeling that the members are having different opinions or anything like that. So all of them have reiterated their original views.
Let's get you some on-the-ground sporting action in Sports Beat. Ace Indian shuttler Saina Nehwal has exited the Macau Open badminton tournament. In the quarterfinals, Saina Nehwal lost to unseeded Chinese player Zhang Ziman in straight games 12-21, 17-21. Saina Nehwal had bowed out in the opening round of the China Open and also made an exit in the last 8 stage at Hong Kong. India dismissed Nepal for 21 in the Women's T20 Asia Cup in Bangkok on Friday, which is the lowest ever total in T20s for men and women. Well, the previous lowest total was 39 scored by the Netherlands men's team in 2014. Notably, the previous lowest women's T20 team score of 44 was made on Wednesday by Bangladesh in the same tournament. The All India Football Federation won the Asian Football Council's Developing Member Association of the Year award in Abu Dhabi on Thursday. Well, the award is given on the basis of organisation of courses, seminars and competitions, grassroots youth development and women's programs and special projects. In 2014, AIFF had won the AFC President's Recognition Award for grassroots football. And in Formula 1, less than a week after winning the World Championship at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Mercedes driver Nico Rosberg has announced his retirement from Formula 1 with immediate effect. Rosberg's father, Keck Rosberg, had won the championship in 1982, and Nico Rosberg's F1 championship only made him the second son of a champion to take the title since 1950. Well, that's all in this edition of News Tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Thank you.